Well, I think we're probably going to get started. Welcome, Omar. I noticed you just joined us as well. While I'm making the presentation, I'm going to put everybody else on mute just so that there's no background noise that might interfere with the presentation. And when I'm finished, I'll open it up for questions. Today we're going to be talking about the MagTek iPad. And I just want to welcome everybody. This is Keystroke Live. We have it every Wednesday, 10 o'clock Mountain Time, same place, same login information. And the topics vary from week to week. We tend to group like things together. Last week, I believe Dave did the ID Tech Sign and Pay, and we'll have another credit card device next week. The first of the month is always Michael Gebb. He is our president, and he hosts a session the first Wednesday of the month. The iTech iPad is a pin pad device that also has signature capture available if you choose to buy that model. It does have end-to-end encryption, and it is tokenized. Tokenized means that it saves the credit card information in an encrypted format with a token so that you can void the transaction within 72 hours. This is where credit card processing is going. It's going to end-to-end encryption just for security purposes. The dealer price on this is under about $300. It is available from Mercury, and that is who we recommend getting it from, but it is also available from JR's POS Data or JR's POS Depot and POS Data. It's a very simple setup. It's USB, and it's pretty much plug and play. You plug it in, it goes out and finds the driver and installs it for you. I've already installed it on this device, so we don't have to wait the couple minutes, it might take to install it, but that's really all it is to get it installed in Windows. And then it's very easy to set up in Keystroke. It's also great for use with Keystroke Express. Let's take a look at Keystroke and how we set this up. You're in Configuration Manager, as you can see on the bottom here on the status bar. You go to Hardware, Pin Pad. You choose the pin pad type from the list. Realize this list is very long. A lot of these devices are legacy devices. A lot of them don't meet current standards. The MagTek iPad does, and it is end-to-end. So you choose that device, and the port is always going to come up the same. You don't have to choose a port. It doesn't install as a virtual serial port or anything like that. It's USB. Keystroke installs the appropriate DLL file for you. You can test the pin pad from right here in Keystroke. You will get some prompts on the screen, but you also have to look at the device itself. I don't know if you can see the device here. It's a small, pretty simple device, and it will give you prompts when you test the device. So I'm going to test it for you. We're going to test the pin pad. It just asks, yeah, do you want to test it? I'm going to hit OK. And the first test, is it connected? It passed. Then we're going to go OK. And now you have to look at the device. I'm getting a prompt that says swipe card. So I'm going to swipe a card. The swipe test was successfully completed. It gives you the last 4 digits of the card number. I'm on an account that's a test account with Mercury, and it tells me it's a test card with Mercury. When I hit OK, it beeps at me again, and it asks me to manually enter a card number. So if a card doesn't swipe, you can manually enter it. You can manually enter an expiration date and manually enter the CVV code, and it tells me my manual entry test was successful. When I hit OK, it beeps at me again, and it tests the PIN pad. You can enter a PIN and hit enter, says a valid PIN is received. For the manual testing, you can put in, it doesn't have to be a valid card number or anything like that, or a valid PIN. It's just testing the communication. Once you've done the PIN test, the PIN pad test is completed. You click OK, you save your settings. Now, the device I have does not have signature capture, but if it did, you set up similar capture very similarly. You go to the signature capture type, the MagTek iPad. It gives you, you can choose a wait time of how long you want the device to wait for the customer to sign it. You can also choose to display the signature on the screen so the clerk can take a look at it before it's saved in Keystroke. I'm going to cancel this because we don't have signature capture on this device. So I'm going to show you how it works in Sales Manager. You notice that there was a brief little flash that it was connecting to the device. I'll choose a customer. I'm going to choose an item and hit enter. I'm going to choose it as a Visa card. It asks me to swipe the card. It gives the clerk a prompt waiting for the customer to swipe the card. It's processed and it accepted it, brought up your print buttons. You also can set it up to automatically print a receipt for you. We just don't have it that way because we don't have a receipt printer. And you can save it. Similarly with you can choose a debit pad or debit, and I'm going to use the same card. I'm going to choose debit. We have this set up so we can give cash back on the debit if you'd like. So I'm going to do $7 instead of the $6 and something. I'm going to swipe the card. I'm going to put in a PIN number. It authorizes and it's approved. Shows that I'm giving change back for $1 and I save it. Now remember, when you're first setting up KeyPay, I'll just go over this briefly. In Configuration Manager on your authorization methods, you do need to choose the appropriate card reader. For credit cards, remember, because we're using the device, it is the PIN pad for card swipe only. Your choices are none or wedge, which is usually just a card swipe, not a device, a PIN pad, or a PIN pad with DUKPT encryption. That's for debit cards. So if we take a look at debit and the authorization method, we use the DUKPT encryption. It's a fairly simple device, really easy to set up. We don't hear a whole lot of complaints about them. So it's a great device and it's relatively inexpensive. I'm going to open this up for questions. Does anybody have any questions on this device?
Then I set one of these up and it kept looking for the, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It kept looking for the PIN pad and we had to do a batch file that we had to put on the desktop. So if the computer ever got turned off, they had to unplug the pen pad, click on the batch file, then open up Keystroke, and then plug the pen pad back up.
Okay,
Has that been something that's fixed?
that is a different device, Lisa. That is not the MagTek iPad. It is an issue with a Verifone 1000 SE pin pad only device. It's something that Verifone is aware of, but they have not fixed. But there's not that issue with the MagTek iPad at all.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Verifone 1000 SE pin pad. And that's an older style device. It does not have end-to-end encryption. It does not have a card swipe.
Okay. Is the card swipe better on this than it used to be?
It takes a little practice. I've not really had any problems. You saw me test it a couple of times today. It seems to be worked out. It's our understanding that they've worked hard on making the card swipe more robust. So I think it's doing pretty good.
Okay.
Any other questions? Well, I'd like to thank everybody for attending. Remember, every week, same time, same place, 10 o'clock Wednesday. Next week, Mike Tabor is going to talk about the MagTek encrypted card swipe. All it is just a little swipe that is encrypted, and it does work with Keystroke. I hope everybody has a great day and a wonderful week.